A pothole is a depression in the roadway surface that has been caused by traffic driving over a weakened area of the pavement.
So many potholes this time of year because of the weather.
A lot more precipitation, it seems like.
Cold weather is really hard on our streets, especially after a large snowstorm.
When it melts, that water gets into the crevices of the roadway and it causes the road to expand when it gets frozen, and then it thaws out. And when it thaws out, it leaves a void in there, and then the traffic runs over that road and actually causes the road to crater away.
We have our Public Works department that does potholes, and they work on unimproved roads. They have the pothole truck, and then they also have an asphalt machine where they can lay down big pieces of asphalt on and make some road repairs. We have our engineering department that will engineer our larger roads or arterial streets, and they get involved when the projects are just too big for what our Public Works department can do.
Who fixes potholes is our Stormwater and Roadway Maintenance department.
We have a two-man crew who fills potholes around town. They use our flameless patch truck.
They get call-ins and several different ways of getting the information. When they get that, we respond as quick as we can to get them fixed.
They get a notification on their tablet from C-Click Fix or Cartograph, depending on what outlet it was sent in from.
People that uses the C-Click Fix, they put the information in there. It actually shows us the location, gives the address, and it comes through our department, gets routed to the right person.
It is automatically transmitted to Cartograph. Cartograph is the program that my department uses to ensure that all the potholes are filled.
And she distributes to the employees that's going to be doing it.
When they get that notification, they show up to that address. They will go ahead and determine the extent of the damage of the pothole and if it's fixable their way or if we're going to have to bring in other measures to fix it. They'll clean the pothole. They will square it up if they need to square it up. They will spray tack oil and fill the pothole and then make sure that it's compacted properly.
We used to call throw and go. Just threw it in the hole and drove off. We changed the way we're doing things now to make it last longer. Once they get it, they go fix it, they clear it off with their Cartograph. It automatically goes back to C-Click Fix and goes back to the customer and alerts them that the process has been completed.
We actually have types of potholes like an alligator crack. This is not considered a pothole, but it is some holes in the asphalt surface that need to get repaired. So in that instance, we would actually have to go in there with some alligator crack seal, and we'll have to smear it on top of it. It soaks into the asphalt itself. It helps bond the asphalt back to itself so that there doesn't create any more holes. So you'll notice in some areas, potholes seem to reoccur, and a lot of that happens because of poor drainage in that area.
If we're able to square it off, get a good contact where when you roll it down, pack it in, it gives us something to pack to, it'll stay there. A lot of our streets that got so many potholes are a real thin layer of asphalt, so there's no way of doing that. So when we cover it up, it has nowhere to form, so cars can push it back out through time.
Roads in Enid can be broken down into a few categories. One of them is like your residential areas that you drive in.
Residential is where most of your people live, your residents.
Willow West, Lynn Mesa West, Seven Pines.
An arterial would be one like West Randolph, East Randolph Street.
Your arterial roads is your main thoroughfares that goes through town that carries your traffic through.
Roads like Randolph and Broadway.
There's a big difference.
Those roads are mainly handled by engineering themselves. In the street department, we try to handle all the residential roads. Some roads that we try to pay more attention to are the roads that are not in total disrepair, that we can go ahead and put a surface repair on top of it to make it last a few more years until we have the money in our budget to go ahead and fully, totally reconstruct that project.
And we're trying to set up a 5-year program, and we're going to start listing those on our website so you'll see where we're going and what we're going to be doing next.
When it comes to roads with curb and gutter, engineering has to be involved, and they're the ones that have to bid out the process to get a total reconstruction due to ADA standards.
Crosswalks that require the nodes for ADA compliance, that's something that we'll have contractors to do that.
We average about 7 days to fill a pothole. Now, my goal is to ensure that we can fill potholes in less than 48 hours. We run our patch truck 5 days a week, so we run it Monday through Friday, weather permitting. It's a 2-man crew. doing the whole city of Enid. I think for 7-day turnaround, it's not that shabby.
It is important that people use the SeeClickFix app, because one of the things that we utilize that app for is to determine just how bad that road is, what types of repairs need to be made on it, and sometimes roads where we've had a lot of pothole complaints, those turn into, maybe we need to replace the whole road, maybe there's an intersection, maybe there's a point repair that needs to be made on that road, and so we appreciate people using that app that allows us to go out and fix the problem immediately, but it also allows us to assess what the future need of that road might be.